Did you know Florida's water is turning against the state itself? Rivers clogged with toxic algae, coastlines polluted, and once clear springs slowly dying under the pressure of human growth?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. And today's episode is Water Woes, Balancing Florida's Water Future. And my name's Anaya.
My name's Genesis, and today we're talking about Florida's water challenges and answering the question, how can Florida balance the needs of agriculture, urban development, and environmental protection?
When people think Florida, they probably think beautiful beaches, clear springs, and all the lakes and waterways around the state.
Exactly. Water is a huge part of Florida's identity. People come here to visit the beaches, go fishing, boating, and enjoy nature. But behind all that, Florida is facing some serious water problems.
Right. Issues like water pollution, harmful algal blooms, growth demand for water, and putting pressure on Florida's environmental communities.
And honestly, a lot of people don't realize how connected these issues are. What happens in one part of the state can affect waterways miles away.
One of the biggest concerns right now is the harmful algal blooms, often called HABs. Have you ever seen pictures of the bright green water covered lakes or canals, sometimes blue too?
I have, and I've seen so many in beaches, and it looks gross. You don't even know if you can get in the water or not.
It does. But the problem isn't so much how serious they look or how unpleasant they are. It's a really serious issue that not a lot of people talk about or know about.
Yeah, and according to Freeman's 2011 study, harmful algal blooms can release toxins, create oxygen depleted areas called dead zones. They harm fish and other aquatic life, and even cause health problems for people.
And on top of that, these blooms hurt local businesses too. If beaches are closed and fishing populations decline, tourism, fishing, and industries can lose a lot of money.
That's a big deal in Florida, since tourism is one of the state's largest industries.
Absolutely. No one wants to plan a beach vacation and find out the water's unsafe or looks ugly in their pictures.
What's interesting is that harmful algal blooms seem to be happening more often than before.
That's so true. In 2026, the study Jacoby and his colleagues found that rising temperatures and more extreme weather events are contributing more frequently to severe blooms across the country.
So climate conditions are making an already difficult problem even worse.
Exactly. The researchers also found that many people don't fully understand the risk associated with these harmful algae blooms.
That's actually surprising to me because I think a lot of people assume they would know if water was dangerous just by looking at it.
Well, a study found something very similar. Many people rely on how water looks or how water smells to decide if it's safe, but is it reliable?
That's not always reliable, right?
Right. Some harmful blooms can be difficult to identify, and many people knowingly expose themselves to contaminated water, their pets, their dogs, everything to this nasty, disgusting, stinky water.
That's why education is so important. If people know what warning signs to look for, they can better protect themselves and their families and pets.
Another major issue is agriculture.
Which makes sense because Florida produces a lot of crops.
Right. Agriculture is extremely important to Florida's economy. Farmers need water for irrigation.
Yeah.
And they help improve food for millions of people.
But agriculture can also contribute to water quality problems.
Well, according to the 2023 study by Phillips and his colleagues, nutrient rich runoff from agriculture areas can increase algae growth and estuaries and coastal waters.
When we say nutrients, we're mainly talking about things like nitrogen and phosphorus from fertilizers. Right.
Right. Plants need those nutrients to grow, and when too much enters the river, lakes, and estuaries, it can feed harmful algae blooms.
So it's kind of a balancing act. Farmers need to grow crops, but we also need to protect waterways.
Exactly. And many farmers are already working towards that solution.
So, what are some examples?
Well, farmers can use more effective irrigation systems and carefully manage fertilizer use and create buffer zones around waterways to reduce runoff.
That's important because agriculture isn't the enemy here. It's really about finding better ways to meet everyone's needs.
That's a great point. We need agriculture, but we also need clean water.
Another challenge comes from urban development. Well, wait. Another challenge comes from urban development.
Florida's population continues to grow every year.
More people means more homes, more businesses, more roads, and more water usage.
As the city expands, natural areas are often replaced with pavement, buildings, concrete, skyscrapers, malls.
And that changes how water moves through the environment.
Normally, rainwater can soak into the ground and help recharge underground aquifers.
But when everything is covered with concrete and asphalt, the water has nowhere to go.
Instead, it runs off quickly and can create pollutants into nearby waterways.
Plus, growing communities need more drinking water, which puts additional pressure on Florida's water resources.
So the challenge becomes figuring out how to support growth without damaging the environment.
Which brings us back to our main question. How can Florida balance agriculture, urban development, and environmental protection?
One solution is improving water management practices.
According to the Flips and colleagues, reducing nutrients pollution can help decrease the conditions that allow harmful algal blooms to thrive.
Better management can benefit both the environment and the economy.
Another solution is protecting wetlands.
Well, wetlands act like natural filters. They remove pollutants. Am I saying that right?
They help pollutants?
Yeah, they help remove pollutants, reduce flooding, and provide habitats for wildlife.
Sometimes people see wetlands as empty land. Sometimes people see wetlands as empty land that could be developed, but they're actually providing valuable environmental services.
Exactly. Protecting wetlands helps protect Florida's water quality.
Public education is another important piece.
Definitely. Jacoby and his colleagues found that awareness about harmful algal blooms is still limited to many communities.
The more people understand the issue, the more likely they are to support solutions and make informed decisions.
Scientists also play a very important role.
Yeah, Freeman's research discusses how monitoring and forecasting systems can help predict harmful algal blooms before they become severe.
That's similar to weather forecasting?
Exactly. If scientists can identify blooms early, communities can prepare and reduce health risks.
So, to help our audience, let's break down some key steps Florida can take to move forward.
Okay, first, farmers can continue adopting practices that reduce nutrient runoff.
Second, developers and local governments can focus on sustainable growth that protects wetlands and natural ecosystems.
Third, scientists and state agencies can continue monitoring water quality and improving forecasting systems.
And finally, residents can help by conserving water, properly disposing of waste, and supporting environmental protection efforts.
It's important to remember that no single group can solve this problem alone.
Farmers, scientists, developers, government agencies, and everyday residents all have a role to play.
Florida's water challenges affect everyone. They impact public health, wildlife, tourism, recreation, and the economy.
The good news is that solutions exist. The challenge is making sure different groups work together.
If Florida can successfully balance agriculture, development, and environmental protection, it can create a healthier future for both people and the environment.
And remember, water is one of Florida's most valuable resources, and protecting it should be a priority for all of us.
Thanks for listening to our discussion on Florida's water challenges.
We hope you learned something new and gained a better understanding of why water management is so important.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.